All right, it's Nathan Benamaz here, and I'm here with Alpa Raval. Alpa,
Hey, I'm here.
we're live. Welcome back.
Hey, Nathan. Okay, so hello, Meditation Nation. I'm here, with my friend Nathan, to answer some questions about meditation, and he will be sharing his journey of how meditation and yoga has helped him through healing, through some many things in his life. So, Nathan, go ahead.
Well, thank you for inviting me to this conversation, Alpa. Personal note, I think
Hold on one
meditation changed my life. Oh,
second.
oops. Meditation changed my life.
Leaves the room.
I
Yeah, go ahead.
was worried you weren't going to come back before.
No, no,
Me-
no.
Meditation changed my life for the better. I was in a dark place when I first moved to Florida. My family was separating. We had a lot of bad things going on, and I didn't have the support network here. And I remember I was walking around FAU, where I was going to school. I was walking around looking for, thinking about my life and where I was, and just feeling really disconnected from it all. And at that point in time, I really had that dark night of the soul moment, and I just felt like this yearning to find something deeper. And what catapulted that night, and it took several months, but what catapulted was a movement towards mindfulness, self connection. And I remember coming into meditation the first time I'm in my car, and my friend pulls up this YouTube. He's like, "Hey, man, we're just going to kick back and do this meditation." I was like, I don't know what we're about to do, and I just found myself connecting with my soul and my body. And I found so much peace. I've never known a peace like that. And I highly suggest meditation for everyone. And it's not about quieting the mind. It happened in this moment. I found incredible stillness and peace. But sometimes meditation is just about being aware of our thoughts of difficulty and stress, and just being aware of it and taking an observational role as to what's going on with us.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be those times as you build a practice where you can go really deep, and it can be something that really makes a difference. And then having a practice or having a personal sense of peace, I find myself less reactive. I find myself more personable and connecting. I
Yes,
find myself more able to deal with life.
for sure. For sure. So, how old were you again when you had you practiced meditation even a little bit before even you got into it seriously, or it just happened suddenly?
It happened suddenly, spontaneously. I grew up Catholic, and when I was in New York, I was very much indoctrinated in that. When I came here, I had some space to discover myself without
Yeah.
being told what I should believe. And then, of course, it's a
Yeah.
very multicultural place, Florida. So it,
Yeah.
but it found me, and I actually went really deep with it. I started meditating all the time. Um, and recently, as last year, I did what's that called? Anyway, I did some really cool Buddhist ceremony, which apparently indoctrinates me into Buddhism, and it was awesome.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, and
So,
I loved all of it. Go ahead.
level, what exactly are you dealing with that you felt that it took you towards that path? What gravitated you to it?
I was definitely depressed. I was dealing with. I felt like I had to save my family. I remember um, having dinner with my dad. And mind you, I didn't have a relationship with my dad before I moved to Florida. Like, he was just some guy. He worked a lot when I was a kid, and he showed up to my extracurricular activities, but I didn't have like a relationship with him. But he
Mm-hmm.
was nice. He was always there. And what happened was I went out to dinner with him. And I remember after dinner we went to the mall to sit down in the little square, and like I'm crying trying to tell him my feelings of how I feel because our family's breaking apart. And
Yeah.
mind you, there's impacts on both of my brothers, and we're all just trying to figure out how to survive something that doesn't make sense. But what occurred to me was he had a point of view, and I was able to listen to him, and I accessed compassion. And that was really a difficult moment for me, but it started getting me to a place, because it's not just meditation, Alpa. It's
Mm-hmm.
how we communicate. It's learning
Yes.
to communicate vulnerably and openly. And that was the first time I was open. Like I was willing to share something that, you know, was very difficult to share. And I think
Yeah.
oftentimes in culture, men are trained to be very guarded and protected and forceful, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. And I actually want to thank you for on here with me and sharing this very, very difficult journey, because it's very difficult too, right? Um, would bringing on meditation in your life, going deeper into yourself, helped you be more compassionate towards your family and others around you? Would you think was an impact that meditation, and like you shared with me first time we met, your journey, um, to be more compassionate towards, or better listener, non-judgmental? You think those qualities are already there in us, but do you think they came a little bit more to the surface?
Um, I got more compassion for myself first, because I was beating myself
Yeah.
up, going through this depression and this anxiety and this loneliness. But once I was able to be that way with myself, it was a lot easier to be that way with other people. And to the point about the yoga gave me freedom in my own body where I wasn't free before.
Yes. You went mute. Someone
Oh,
I can't hear you. There you go. Okay.
I
So,
think
and yeah, I think we got hijacked.
no, it's just I think that you got really blurry. I think we made it out, but we can just continue to flow, and if people happen to miss
um,
that, we'll.
you had some particular questions for me.
Oh
What
yeah,
questions do you have about, because your story is very, very, very important. Um, Hello?
yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Okay. So I just think it's very important what you're sharing. You were curious, as about the meditation as in whole. So what questions do you have for me?
Yeah, what's the best way to start someone who's a beginner? I mean, it found me spontaneously, but for people who want to get into it and they've not practiced before, how would you suggest coming into it?
I would just suggest, first and foremost, let's not look at meditation as running away from ourselves, running away to some, mountain. I'm going to find this, my mind will shut down and I'll find this inner peace. Um, it happens as a result of stillness and result of focusing in ourselves. Just like you said, you found compassion because meditation helped you become compassionate yourself. So I would always say start with the physical body. Physical body is something we can touch and feel. We're most connected to our physical selves first. It's the first thing you see, right? When you see their physical body, we're most judgmental to our physical body. And going into, I would say, the postures, yoga postures, and breathing exercises are our pathway to meditation. It takes you that place of stillness. So just starting at the physical body, um, doing either yoga exercises that help you stay in the moment, doing just gentle movements, or even body scan. Body scan is so powerful. Just thinking about your, from your toes to ankles to knees, and just connecting with your body and say, how does my body feel today? As simple as that. So when we just start with that and connect with our physical being, we're able to tap into our inner being. So it's an outside in approach.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for. I actually forgot about the body scan. It happened to me intuitively. I would get connected, and I discovered these like warm centers that now I know
Yes.
is like chakras. And I'm like, what? What is
Yeah.
this? That's amazing. How does yoga complement meditation? Because I understand it does, but how would you explain it from your level?
So this is an awesome question, by the way, and one of my favorite questions that I've gotten so far from all my talks. So yoga as a whole is meditation. Um, when yoga came into the Western world, we chopped up yoga into pieces and we threw it all over the place. We said, okay, here's chakra meditation, here's physical postures, here's breathing exercises, and here's meditation. The physicals with mindful focus, with mindful breath is meditation in motion. In itself, that is meditation. In the old ages, the sages and the yogis used the difficult, from gentle to difficult yoga postures to get the body ready for stillness, for long, long periods of meditation. Now, when you go to a yoga class, meditation is thrown in there for, I think, 30 seconds. But if you think about it,
Just at the
you
end.
have
Yep.
been you have been meditating the entire time, but it's physical movement because we connect to movement of the body. We don't like being still. We don't like closing our eyes because, God forbid, we close our eyes for 1 minute. Oh my God, I'm wasting time. But when you actually flow, when you actually do physical postures, you feel like you're doing something. So it's meditation in motion. It's a great place to start to help you for longer than 30 seconds, longer than 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. And that that's where magic happens. Of it, it
Mm.
helps you with things, but if you want to change at a cell, change this monkey mind, going from thought to thought, from past to future and jumping, want to find a way to be still for a lot longer than 5, 10, 15 minutes, 1 hour. And it's a great way to start physical meditation, which is yoga postures, asanas. So
Oh, but isn't I understand meditation as heart-brain coherence, which is the synchronizing of our heart and our mind. And isn't it just one of those things that once it's established, like here we are on this call, like you said,
mhm.
yoga is moving meditation. Everything becomes meditation. That meditation
Yeah,
is a frame of mind. And when that coherence is established, it doesn't matter if you're driving to the store or you're talking to someone, the flow of life as it is has whatever you're doing be meditation.
yeah, for sure. Once you practice the deeper meditation, I would just say once you go into that deeper meditative state and you really experience the magic, and when it's done over and over and over, yes, you can tap into that at an event, at a party, at a stressful event in your life. When something comes up at a cellular level, you're able to recognize what's coming up, and then you're able to be in motion and in meditation at the same time, so you react better. You're number one, you're compassionate to yourself because you feel that heart rate coming and you know why it's happening. So that would be the answer.
That's awesome. And breathing, how, like, I find myself constantly coming back to my breath and asking myself, okay, is this the quality of breath I want to have? And what is the
Yeah.
importance of breathing for this whole journey, whether we're meditating or we're just living our life, being connected with our breath?
Well, if I go into the importance of breathing, we'll be here for hours. Going into the importance of physical postures, we'll be here for hours. But I would say, how do we use meditation for the, I wouldn't say practice, but just for calming our mind and for learning to walk easily and gracefully through life? How do we use our breath? We don't say in when I did my Vipassana 10-day meditation, meditation practice, this is where I learned it's not you're not using the breath, you're bringing awareness to the breath. Meditation is not running away from the mind. Meditation is connecting to the inner mind and just being an observer of the mind. It's not saying shut up. It's not saying, okay, let's take a deep breath in. Yes, breathing exercises, physical exercises, asana practice will help you become a little bit more still. And when you're sitting still and just observing that quiet breath, mindful breath, without any judgment, the breath it is everyday breath, when you're just observing it coming in and out, your mind will go all over the place. Maybe you'll be able to observe it for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and then you'll be able to observe the breath for longer and longer and longer time. And breath is the best, I wouldn't vehicle, the best point of focus to get deeper into your meditative practice. Make
Thank
sense?
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally echo that. That's great. So we only plan to talk for 10 minutes. I don't know if you want to continue or if we can introduce people if they're not watching on Meditation Nation.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
okay.
yeah, I'll put that up. If you're not watching on Meditation Nation, you can go to the group on Facebook, and Alpa is releasing these interviews and meditations all the time. So get connected with her and stay connected with
You had
community.
one more question. Go ahead. It's okay.
Did I have another question?
Yes, you did. I think you had
Mm,
the first time we spoke. Go ahead.
Let's see here. Well, actually, I have a question related to something that's personal for me. Alpa, what gives you hope?
What gives me hope?
Mm-hmm.
I think my inner hope of me being happy, this place of joy in me, and bringing that, walking through my life with joyful peace and ease, brings me hope for my own life. And if I am hopeful, if I am kind and compassionate, I spread that on me. And we can't change the other. We can only change ourselves. So
Wow.
I practice this every day. I have a crazy monkey mind. I'm super emotional, and we go through these kind of things every day. But then when you come back to yourself and say, I'm being reactive, I'm being emotional, I'm being unkind, and we act from that place of compassion, the other in front of you automatically releases that stress of your reaction. And that gives me hope in my life as I become a better person, that my life will uplift and get better as my own actions. Because life is really we live our life as reacting to everybody actions and everything that's happening around us, right? We are reactory being, am I saying it right?
We're
But
reactive.
reacting all day long. Yeah, we're reactive. If we don't have control our reactions, but we can change our reactions, right? Just like meditation is not about controlling anything. It's shifting our awareness from outside to inside, from your words to my feelings, from what's happening around us to what's happening inside us. And the more I'm able to tap into my my reactions, my internal vibration, the better person I'm becoming and the better I'm serving all those around me. And that gives me hope.
Beautiful. I
Because that is
hear
a
you're
world.
being responsible. You're being responsible for your world around you.
Exactly. And then it has a ripple effect, right? If you're better to somebody else, and then just I would say, even just our conversation, the first conversation, we both of us were almost in tears because we were sharing such personal stories. And just by even being there, a place of non-reactive, non-judgmental, and just open-hearted conversation, there was so much there. And we left each other with vibration. And if we can just do that, just that, we're serving others. I would say that's how I serve.
That's beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
there you have it. Well, thank you for being the space for this beautiful conversation. Thank you for contributing yourself so generously to others. Like I was actually listening before we talked, I was listening to your meditation, and you know, it's been stressful living in this country during this year. I'm not gonna lie. But I was just like, oh wow, Alpa's got like a really good vibe to her. I can just listen to her and she'll take me on the journey. So thank you
So,
for putting it out there like that.
sure, I would say the last thing, you say it's been stressful living in this country. Let's all of us remember we're living in this body and in this mind and in this heart first.
Well,
So
stress
let's
is a personal choice. I
clear.
didn't have to choose stress. I chose to live into the story of the mainstream media when all I had to do was watch your meditation videos, and that's all. It would have been great.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely. But it just helps us be at ease. That's awesome. But thank you so much, Nathan, for sharing your personal story. It's very hard to come out here and say, I dealt with anxiety and depression and, mental disease. It's very hard to own up to our own story. So thank you so much for sharing yours with me. And those that may watch and those that are watching. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. And to that point, who hasn't? Let's make it normal to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be normal to talk about. Take care, and we will be connecting soon again. Okay?
Thank you, Alpa. Appreciate you and your time.